All right. All right. So what I wanted to do here today is they have changed up this process on us now a couple times. So they're trying to get it streamlined so that everyone knows what they're doing. But what I was trying to avoid was keep sending you guys emails on, do it this way, and then have them change it up again. But it seems like now that we have got a set plan, a set pattern that we're going to be following. So the point of what I want to do today is just walk you through what your role is in this process and how to chip in here a little bit. So what they're going to do is every single Tuesday between 12 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, they have basically set up an environment in which no updates are happening to command. They basically have frozen all the engineers and people that are working on the developers that are working on the system, and they want us to run what is called a playbook within that time period so that we can figure out where are bugs and that we can isolate the issues since there's nothing else happening within the system, okay? So right now what they're doing is monthly we'll have a new playbook. And so basically, unless they change it up on us, unless we start getting more rapid, every single Tuesday, at least for the same month, we'll be running the same playbook, okay? I have a Google Drive set up with the product developer, and so that's where they'll send me a new playbook, and as soon as I get it, I'll share it with all of you guys for that upcoming Tuesday. All right, so in your heads, just know that 12 to 9 on Tuesdays is the time that we have to give feedback that can actually be used. If we give it to them outside of that time period, it'll be looked at, but they basically have everyone on the tech team stopping, just watching all the feedback as it comes in and then deploying teams to go fix those issues. So it is really important that if you have some time on Tuesdays that you kind of hit that time period between 12 and 9, okay? I've actually had Bobby Moats calling me the last couple of Tuesdays like, you guys ready to go? Let's get ready to go. So they're definitely ramping up. So I could use your help on that to make sure that a lot of us are providing feedback, okay? So this is what I'm going to do is on a Monday, and if it's a Tuesday when I get the plan, I'll send it to you on Tuesday. This should only take you guys maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Right? They really don't want you spending more time than that on this type of thing. They want you to run your businesses, and same thing. I've actually been like, hey, can we do this? And they're like, stop, Kyle. Like, do your job, stay in your lane, and just do these couple things so we can stay in our roles. So this is what the playbook looks like. I'd send this one out via email, and again, I'll continue to send them out. And you'll notice here they all have a number next to them. Okay. So if you're going through the playbook and you're trying to enter a name in the top left hand to save the file, and it doesn't work, right, then we're going to have to go into the feedback form and note that it's 11.3 that we're having the issue on, okay? So what you do is you just go throughout this process here. I've given them some feedback on some of these ones. I think I mentioned this here. On this playbook that we were using in April, towards the end of April last week, this doesn't really do anything. They just wanted you to notice that there is an extra tab there for your neighborhood landing pages for all your contacts, all right? So what you're going to do is you're going to follow the plan between 12 and 9, and then I'll always include a feedback form, a Google Sheet that's from KWRI. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This one already has our team name into it, so you don't have to pick your team name. You're just simply going to go in here and put in your email, and then again, the second question is what step of the playbook was busted. If it was something in 11.6, when you're trying to work on your widgets, you would just notate it's 11.6 here, a description of the problem, and then you can either upload a screenshot so that they can see what you're looking at, or they use this pretty cool software called Loom. I don't know if anyone's used it before, but what you do is basically you just turn on a screen recording, and instead of having to like save it to your computer or something, as soon as you're finished the recording, it just creates a URL for you with a link to that video, and you can watch it right there. So what we're doing is we're just kind of taking a short video of the issue, uploading it there, just put the link for the video there, and then, are you using Chrome? And then you can just go ahead and click submit, all right? One bug per form submission. So if you see multiple bugs, right, what we don't want you doing is I don't want you going here and doing 11.6 and 11.8. Each one's got to be its own submission because then they obviously feed into an Excel spreadsheet, and then they're replying back to me telling me, hey, we need more information about this issue, or we know about it and we're fixing it, or let me give you some feedback. Your team member may have thought it was supposed to work a certain way, but they're wrong. This is the way it's supposed to be working, so it's not really a bug. Okay. So that's what we're doing in this process. So simply, again, as easy as I can make it, I'm going to try to send you an email on Mondays with the playbook. If not, it might come out Tuesday morning. And if you've got 15 or 20 minutes to run through that playbook on that Tuesday, find any issues, you go ahead and submit them here. Okay. Now, in the future, what they're going to be doing is inside of Command, they have all of your KWU IDs. Okay. So right now, what they're doing is they're creating a staging area within Command that only we will get access to. So as they're getting ready to launch new products, we as a team will actually be able to play with them for 2 weeks. And then the third week is when it launches to the general population of all the agents. So what they were trying to avoid is what has happened obviously a few times this spring, which is they launch something, you know, there's some obvious issues that could have been taken care of that all of a sudden becomes, you know, just chatter on the Facebook groups and people saying it doesn't work and it's broken, and we're trying to avoid, you know, people getting into that negative space a little bit. Okay. So again, simple as that. I'll send you the playbook, and I'll also send you a link to our Google form. Run through the playbook. Any issues that you come up with, go ahead and submit them there. You know, I was kind of being hesitant at first on a few things. I'm like, well, I think they know this. I think they know that. If you run into it, just put it in there, because I'd rather have a lot of feedback coming from our team than nothing with an assumption that they already know what the issue is. Okay. So I had a few things. I'll show you a couple of the ones that I did just as a quick example. You know, within Command, landing pages, obviously down here is our main section, right? So the second to last icon down there. And you've got 2 tabs. You've got your My Landing Pages tab and your Contacts landing page tab, all right? And I've been teaching some of the offices that I've been around teaching with, you know, how to create these listing landing pages, right? So, so I've got a few issues. So the first one you'll see is actually when I click on the landing page for the first time, it shows Katie Bauer's face and name for like a second, and then it flips over to my information. So it's really hard to see, but sometimes it's a little bit longer of a lag, and that's not good. You know, I don't want it to pop up and be incorrect. The other one I submitted last week was there are some listings. They've got more than 30 photos. Some of them have 50 and things like that. And the photos were actually dropping on top of the map. And so that's obviously an error, right? So as I'm going through and I see those types of things, I'm just either taking a screenshot with snipping tool or something else that you may use, take that screenshot, you know, going here to the playbook, putting in that it was 11.6 that I had the issue with, you know, taking a screenshot, posting it there, and then just hitting submit, okay? And that's all you need to do. So, you know, 20 minutes a week is basically what I'm asking you for, anytime between that 12 and 9, you know, lunch break or something like that, just to run through the actual playbook, okay? If this playbook, for instance, what I don't like about it is they have you starting by creating the landing page, which is obviously our role. We're not Sketchhouse. So when it comes to building the templates within Sketchhouse, we're not providing feedback there. Okay, so that's why I shot that video and sent it to you guys, just to show you how to set up a template if you want to and play with the widgets. Our role is really starting here, you know, which is once we get into this tab and we actually click this button, that's where our job begins. Okay? Fairly simple. What questions do you have? Cheryl, if that's you, I can barely hear you.
Will we be working exclusively on the landing pages?
All right, so right now we're exclusively assigned landing pages. So good question. But as we get a little bit deeper in this thing, they're gonna start moving teams onto different stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if all of us at some point get moved on as an additional lab on the new mobile app as well. All right, so that's something I know that they're spending majority of their time on trying to get right. They're not gonna launch it until it's perfect, because they know they've got one shot at getting it out and having consumers, you know, buy into it versus going other places. So yeah, right now we are on landing pages, and if we get assigned a different product, I will let you know.
Okay, one more question.
Yep.
I've done a neighborhood landing page and like a listing landing page. What else would we be doing? What else?
Okay, so again, barely hear you, but I think I understood what you said, which was, you know, we've got these landing pages and we got the contacts landing pages. We are responsible for both, right? So as we look at these too, if you see any issues, you know, you can play around with that as well. But they strictly want feedback on just the playbook itself. All right, so this class playbook we had nothing to do with these landing pages for contacts. It was all these landing pages here.
Okay. I'm sorry. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. My question was, I've done a neighborhood landing page and like a listing landing page.
Okay.
Are there other things that we can do to try and break this?
No, we can only use the widgets that they give us right now. They do have about 23 other widgets that I've already seen kind of in beta that are going to be coming out. So things like a search bar widget that you could drop on. So if someone wants to go in and kind of look at the KWS 2.0, they'll be able to do that. So unfortunately right now, you know, when we're in the templates, looking at the templates, there are only so many widgets that we have to choose from. And some of them don't really work at all. You know, and some of them I just don't like. Like I don't like the one that pops up, which is the Market Snap Lure one, because no one knows, you know, what KW and MC are if you're a consumer, and that's who we're, you know, supposedly targeting. So, you know, there could be different uses for them, obviously. But yeah, right now, you know, branded header, legal footer obviously has a few issues with some compliance stuff that we're working on. Listing to me is my favorite widget right now. I just think it looks cool and it kind of does some neat things pretty quickly. Again, this is all kind of 5% right now. I don't think we are where we need to be, but we will. I don't like the purpose one, the syndication one. A couple things about these if you are playing with them. When you go to create your landing page, you can't actually, there's no little widget that pops up over here to kind of customize, right? So once you save your template and you go make your landing page, these ones are actually editable right on the screen right here. So just know that if you wanted to go in and mess with this promise or change the name of this and call this, you know, about Jason Freer, for instance, right? I have to edit it actually on this page and save it. And then when I go create the landing page, it'll populate. But I have to do it on this screen, not when I go to landing pages and I'm trying to create a new one, right? Or actually, let me show you here. I go to one of the ones that I was working on, edit, right? So this is where you customize the landing page. And you've got these widgets over here to go in and work on. But if you pull in some of those widgets, Cheryl, like you had said, you're not going to see them here because there's no customization that happens on this side of it yet. All right, so good question. Nope, I think we have what we have right now. I've basically just been running the Market Snap widgets and the listing widgets, and that's what I've been kind of focusing on because that's where I'm seeing some of the different bugs and issues that I know, you know, are MLS specific, I guess I would say. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anybody else? All right, so that's our job. I'm going to stop the recording now just so we can send it out to everybody else that wasn't here. So.